Hi everybody, this is Dennis from the Dennis and Andy Show. I'm going to do the full review of The Many Deaths of Laila Starr, issues number 4 and 5. This will wrap up the storyline. Boom Studios put it out. Ram V and Philippe Andrade did it. I love these chrome covers. I think most of the issues I got, I was able to get the chrome ones. Just love the variants of it. So we pick up, remember, she's been Darius, the boy that was born that was going to, create immortality. So she couldn't kill him as a baby, and she has followed him and found him several times. It's been an interesting relationship. So she walks into a temple. Hello? Hello? Who said that? I did. God? Humph, no, I am this place, the temple. You can hear me? Yeah, weird, huh? I am Laila Starr. I used to be the goddess of death, but then I got fired, and I did a few times. And I died a few times. You don't need the details, but I can hear you talk of all kinds of things. So how come there's no one here? Oh, most days we is here, but I don't know where he is today. We? Oh, yes, he's always the first footsteps on the street each morning. Long before the milkman, the bicycle rise up, or the rickshaws, awakening from the backseat slumbers. We's here, sweeping and dusting the steps, and he spends most of the day here, leaving only for lunch. He never locks the doors, only pulls the latch shut. I like that. But basically, he's here every day, but he has stopped showing up the last couple of days. So it's been a while since I've had some visitors. Would you like to ask for a blessing? I think I'm okay. I'm not really sure what to ask for, but I will ask for a favor. I came here looking for someone, but I think I'm lost. Do you know this place? Oh, yes, of course. This is just at one street over, if I remember correctly. You just go down to the corner, take a left, and you're basically going to be there. So she goes down to the place. She knocks on the door. The door opens. She goes, by the age of 36, as fate would have it, Darius Shaw had obtained much of what anybody could ask for. A beautiful home, wealth, fame, respect. A job brought him joy, and a family he greatly loved. And yet, even as Laila Starr strolled through his home that day, she felt the heavy Paul lurking within. I saw you, came the voice. Through the window, as you came up the street, I saw you, and I took a good look. Go ahead, sit down. Please sit. It was you, wasn't it? At the beach when I was a kid? And then at the party years later, the night Danica broke up with me. I was only 20. What did you say that night? The point of life is to be smoked. Yes, that was me. He drinks. Sorry I'd offer you a drink, but you don't look of drinking age. But tell me, how is that possible? Who are you? I don't know how to explain. And she can see her flashback of the time she's met him. Try me. I used to be a god. I was just a student once and then I died. And now basically the god of death lives within inside of me. Don't change the subject, Laila Starr. Yes. You see, I looked in after you after the fire at the party. It was all over the papers. Unlucky girl dies in the local high-rise fire. What a pity, Laila Starr. But then I thought to myself, no, that cannot be. She's the same girl I saw at the Wakeshar. It was only the fight. I remember your face. It has not changed. 16 years and not one wrinkle since that day. Then I realized the common thread in all my times we've met. We met after Barnum died, then again after Zafar. So I'll ask you again, what kind of God were you? Death. It was death. He smashes the drink down. You have some nerve showing up here, and you can see genius innovator Darius Shaw loses wife and business partner, Monica, to cancer. Why? Why here? Why did she did nothing to deserve it. I loved her. You took her. And so he goes off on a tirade. Look at yourself. I'm not a god anymore, Darius. I just want to do lies. Look at yourself. None of us get second or third chances. Even as Darius's words rang in her ears, Laila Starr was afraid for the first time. Not of death, not of the angry man in front of her, but afraid of the prospect of having to go on like this, a tangled mess of emotions. Then all of a sudden, Dad? You can see his son. I will find a way to keep you from taking any more of us, you hear? There will be no place for death here, not anymore. She ran from the door with her words still hunting her steps. She remembered her conversation of Darius. So she's walking, the crows, she stays up all night. She realizes that we passed away, and that that's the reason he hasn't been showing up to the temple. Hello, Laila. It's raining quite heavily outside. Did you find what you were looking for? Yes. Did you check in on Wee for me? Yes, he died yesterday. Oh. Listen, they say it's going to storm through the night. You can stay here if you'd like, and in the morning when you awake, would you leave my doors open? Then we wake up, the newspaper. Storm causes great devastation. Worst flooding in years, claims last Chinese temple in the city. So the temple she was just talking to went away. The article doesn't even mention me. I was even in there when the temple fell. So of course she was there again when a catastrophe happened, and she died when the temple collapsed. Lots of people died in that storm, hon. Sometimes that's how you go unmentioned and nameless. So I had trouble bringing you back this time. I had to make deals so they'd let me. I get the feeling they really don't like you up there. Oh, I knew she'd be up to no good when she got down there. Agni, make a note that we should make all outgoing staff sign something, some sort of non-disruption agreement. She's just acting out because she wants my corner office. That vindictive little... I could care less. It's not like I'll be seeing them again. I think I'd actually push Darius into the whole immortality business. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure. Your boy hasn't delivered on that promise of immortality yet, and he's pretty close to running out of time. So the conclusion picks up, right there. You see there's the beach. There's a youngster named Rodriguez. Kind of goes through a history. And then you can see he brings a wounded animal. Come on in, put him down on the table. But life is worthy and beautiful, if not always pretty. He's like, can you help him? Meanwhile, Laila Starr, the girl who was once death, had flown into the city of Panjim and given her luck. So she heads there. She's looking. She takes a bus. Well, see, Darius, I decided not to kill you when you were a baby. Come on, lady, watch where you're going. You're going to get run over or something, which is kind of funny since she did in the first issue. Most of all, she didn't know what she thought she was going to gain from all this. For the first time, a mortal construct had changed her in ways she had not expected. She no longer cared much for her job to get her job back. She didn't even think of the gods for the most part. And having already died 6 times, she feared herself. She feared herself even less. Countless deaths, ghosts, hospitals, parties, fires, cigarettes, sex, broken temples, and arguments later, Laila Starr had no idea why she was on her way to meet Darius once again. Then we cut back, and he's helping fix the animal. He goes, now it's time for you to go home. But nope, you know the deal. You bring them to me, broken and homeless. I will take them in no matter the lost cause, but I will only take animals, my dear. I promise you can come back and check on them later, okay? They see each other again. Goodbye, Shaw. Hello, Darius. Come in, it's getting dark outside. I was unkind the last time we met. It's okay. I understand you were upset. I looked for you, you know. In the weeks, months, and even years after we spoke, of course, I had no idea where to begin. I went to the beach on the Waukesha Shore, then the flat that burned out in the burned out peril. I suppose I felt bad. I wanted to apologize. Maybe I was angry. I don't know, but I regretted the way that I treated you. I wasn't trying to talk to you, Darius. Maybe I was trying to ask you to reconsider. I had tried to kill you when I was a baby. I thought about it, but I couldn't do it. He starts laughing. Is that why you're here? You come here? Do you see Laila Starr? When this little thing was brought to me, my doorstep, he was almost dead. I doubt I can save the leg, but look at the chest heaving for breath. Look at the pulsing vein on his neck. I'll wager he'll live come morning. That's what I have learned in all my years, Laila Starr. We are strong. We are mortal things. We live because we truly desire to. Do you understand? Each heartbeat, every breath, rejection of death. I already did it, you see. I invented immortality 3 weeks after my 49th birthday. I remember it was summer, an unusually unpleasant day. That night I went off and I thought of celebrating. I wanted to call everybody and tell them I had solved death. But I didn't. Instead, I did things I didn't do in years. I ate cotton candy at a fair, saw a film by myself, gave my leftover popcorn to a homeless man. Then when I got back, I basically put my discovery in a shoebox, put it up in my closet, and it's been ever since. I'm sorry, but I don't understand. You already invented it. Why didn't you use it? At that, Darius only smiled and mused about how lovely the day was outside. He insisted they sit on the sand by the shacks at the beach. They counted the sun-beaten boats and the Carmel men walking nets full of fish onto the shore. When you showed up at the house today, I thought you were there for me. I am dying, Laila Starr. 2 years ago, the doctor found a tumor in my brain, and they gave me 6 to 10 months. I'm on my 14th right now. After Menka was gone, I was so angry at you at death that I had taken everything that I had dear. I put all of myself into finding a way to stop you. And perhaps along the way, I forgot there were others who needed me too. When my son, Neil, needed me the most, I was away fighting battles against my own grief. We never recovered from that, and I haven't spoken to my son in years. I'm sorry. No, that's just it. You see, we all live these flawed, imperfect lives. You are not to blame. I made my own way here, and now before I go, all I want to see is Neil and tell him I could have been better. I realized I spent my whole life chasing a miracle, but this is it. This is it. This is the miracle. The place, the sand, the sky, the sea beyond, your breath. I sought the greatest feat to cheat death. She goes, she met him near daily after that. They did not ask her to stay. She did not think to go away. They took in all manner of lost causes, hopeless creatures. When Darius became ill, she held his hand and saw it was just as frail and unsure as when he had been a baby. Basically, he was passing and he decided to call his son. Neil, I was wondering if you could come visit. I have something to tell you. A few days out, Neil came to see his father. She wondered if she might recognize her, but they were just strangers negotiating. So he goes, thank you for everything, Laila. If you don't mind, could you clear my shoebox from my closet? It's yours to do with as you please. So she takes it, and you see the god of life comes down. I'd be careful with the water. You remember what happened last time you went for a swim, right? He's dying. And there he is. There's nothing I can do to stop it. I know. I'm sorry. Where Darius Shah was visited by death in his last day, did that mean Laila Starr had her job back? Or did life resign itself to death, and did Dela and Pran set out on new beginnings on a beach somewhere in Goa? Perhaps such things are better left in closed boxes and set adrift out to sea. Perhaps it is not enough to remember the story and the miracle that it was simply that we had lived. Guys, this is a very interesting story. It really talks about the human condition. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I thought it was really interesting, the setup of it in the first one, and you can go back and see my first full review and my first quick flips. I didn't know if I was going to want to stick to this one to the end, but it was. It was such a well thought out storyline, and you really wanted to see what was happening, because this isn't so much a story of the supernatural, but it is a story of life and the human condition, and it's told with grace. I love this story. I'm going to give this one overall a CGC rating of a 9.0. I love this story. I hope you guys, if you haven't been picking this up, and like I said, it might not be your normal cup of tea. It wasn't mine, but I thought this was really interesting. If you didn't pick up the original floppies, maybe go back and grab a trade of this. It's a great read. I didn't, read you all the stuff because, the dialogue is really good in this. But I hope you guys go pick it up. Hit the like and subscribe button. Leave your comments below on what you guys thought. If you agree or disagree with me, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you keep up to date with all of our reviews and you can ask questions. And I will talk to you all later.